The Night I Fell in Love is one of the albums that just sort of encompasses the greatness of Luther Vandross, and not only him, but Marcus Miller, who we all know is one of the greatest bassists to ever pick up the instrument, and his right hand man, Nat Adderley Jr. Those three together were a dynamite big three in the 80s. And it all just came together on The Night I Fell in Love. You got your up tempos, you got your ballads, you got your stories in the records. Like it's an unbelievable album. Everybody, you're right on time for another ride on the Groove Line with your host, Chris Stevens. Hopefully you all are doing well out there. Hopefully you've reached the midpoint of your week. Okay. We're going back to 1985 once again today. Another 40th anniversary remembrance, and we are going to remember the album from this gentleman that dropped that year, the late great Luther Vandross. The Night I Fell in Love. It is his fourth album in a little space of under 3.5 years. Luther was very prolific in the early stages of his career, and I don't know if that was because the ideas were coming, or he felt he had to stay on the charts or whatever. But The Night I Fell in Love was his fourth album in a little under 4 years. Because you think about it, Never Too Much came out second half of 81. Forever for Always for Love came out second half of 82. Busybody came out second half of 83. So I think 84, he just took his time recording because he was just go, go, go all the time. And remember, he was producing for Aretha Franklin also. He produced Jump to It. And the story behind Jump to It has been told a million times. It's very, very funny. You'll have to go check it out. But The Night I Fell in Love is one of the albums that just sort of encompasses the greatness of Luther Vandross, and not only him, but Marcus Miller, who we all know is one of the greatest bassists to ever pick up the instrument, and his right hand man, Nat Adderley Jr. Those three together were a dynamite big three in the 80s. And it all just came together on The Night I Fell in Love. You got your up tempos, you got your ballads, you got your stories in the records. Like it's an unbelievable album. I don't think it's my favorite Luther album. I mean, I still think Forever for Always for Love is his best album. I still say that one knocks all the others out the park. And Luther's had some great albums, but I'm not going to take away from the greatness of The Night I Fell in Love. I mean, there's so much to like about this. I mean, it starts off with Till My Baby Comes Home. And that song is one of those swinging joints that you can play at a after hours club, or you can play it at a kickback at the barbecue, or you going for a ride or whatever. It's a perfect song. I think my favorite part is the organ. And there's a guitar part. And Luther, of course, doing his good singing with his trusted background aides, Fonzie Thornton, Twatha Aggie, baby. Just a great, great way to start a record. And then here comes the title track, The Night I Fell in Love. And the tempo doesn't pick up, but it's still very groovy. It's still very chill. It's very fun to listen to, especially on a summer night. Like if you never listened to that song going for a drive on a summer night, I highly recommend you do it if the world hasn't stopped by summer 2026. Put The Night I Fell in Love on your playlist, hook in your aux cord, pick the best summer night you can find, and just drive. So much fun. I've done it plenty times. I did it plenty times last summer. So hopefully there'll be more of those times to come. But The Night I Fell in Love, it's a great song because as Luther talking in the beginning of his monologue, I get these flashbacks. It was just like in the movies. It felt so good. Like he was literally reminding people of the moment he fell in love with this person. And he goes on to sing, it surely was the best thing that ever happened to my that night that I fell in love. Just a great, great song. But the stars of this album, as with any Luther Vandross album, are the love songs, the ballads, the slow jams. And nobody else can do a cover song quite like Luther Vandross. We don't even call them cover songs anymore. We just call them Luther Vandross songs because it takes you a while to figure out that Superstar was originally done by the Carpenters. You originally learned that A House Is Not a Home was a Dionne Warwick cut. Those are the things. Even Since I Lost My Baby, I mean, everybody knows that's a Temptation song, but still, Luther was able to make that his own. When you think about David Ruffin's version of him singing on that one, and then you hear Luther. There is two different songs. It is two different songs, and that was part of his genius. So what does Luther do? He does it twice to close out side one. This is back when albums were on vinyl and tapes. You had side A, side B, or side one, side two. Same thing. So, If Only for One Night. This was written by Brenda Russell. And of course, Brenda Russell has one of my favorite songs of all time, Piano in the Dark. And Luther is just doing some dynamite, like some elite begging on this song. My knees are shaking too, but I'm willing to go through. I must be crazy standing in this place, but I feel no disgrace for asking. Let me hold you tight. If only for one night. That is some elite begging. Like, there's also like a clandestine element to it. Like, this is something that he knows he shouldn't be doing, and the person that he's trying to, convince probably shouldn't be doing it either. But the nerve, the energy, the butterflies, they're all kicking in. It's one of those things that you have had to live in that moment, regardless of who you prefer. And I want to make that clear. I mean, everybody's going to say, Luther, shouldn't have hit himself. We don't know that, because remember, this is the 80s, and this is the time when gay men were absolutely ostracized because of the HIV and AIDS epidemic. And Luther, and no one knows for sure. I mean, no one knows because he kept it private. I mean, and that was his choice. But a lot of the records you listen to, you get that sense of longing, knowing that there's a love that you want, that you want, but you can't have or can't express out loud for fear of retribution, rejection, not from the object of your affection, but from the audience. Because a lot of women thought Luther Vandross was singing to them. They did. It is what it is. But if you listen to If Only for One Night, like, you get the sense that this is a very sort of secretive kind of deal. But it's perfect in just the delivery of it that even straight people could identify with it. Like, I know I'm absolutely out of my mind right here, right now, standing here, begging you to let me take you home, to keep you safe and warm. And we could be together till the early dawn and meets the sun. Just incredible. I mean, Brenda Russell wrote that song. Like, the lyricism is tremendous, but the way Luther delivers it, it becomes something else altogether. And that's the beauty of a Luther Vandross cover. But he's not done yet. After he goes, if only for one night. Yeah, I know I can't sing. I don't care. Here comes doom, 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 doom. Stevie Wonder fans know that one off the rip. And it's hard to cover a Stevie Wonder song. It is. I mean, because Stevie is just that level of genius and superstar that if you're covering his stuff, you better be on point. And nobody was more on point than Luther Vandross covering Creepin. I can hear you sighing. And of course, once again, Luther makes it his own with the end and the backgrounds. Sing it for me 4 times. Creep, 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 creep. Like, Luther just did things that no other artist at the time could do. That's why he's considered one of the GOATs. There's no denying his place in music history. And turning Creepin into a Quiet Storm classic, because the original Creepin sounds more like a hippie vibe, sitting on the beach, dude, do that. Let's make out. This is absolutely, come here. You've been running through my mind all day. Why must you creep into my dreams? Step into my reality. Let's get it cracking. Yeah, that's my woo voice, I guess. I don't know why I don't use it more often. I probably should. Go figure. After Creepin', it goes over to side 2. It's over now, starts off side 2. This is a song where Luther is in his I'm tired of your stuff, you got to go bad. And it's a very up-tempo sort of record. And there's some great backgrounds on that as well. But then comes probably a top 5 Luther love song, maybe even top 3, maybe top 2, and I ain't talking number 2. I don't know what can be said about Wait for Love that hasn't been said already. Just knowing love the way I do, I can say for certain that it's true. There's a chance for me and you. Like, he is just like, remember when I said, there's that feeling of longing on If Only for One Night? There's confidence in Wait for Love. Like, he says, I can say for certain that it's true. There's a chance for me and you. And then there's the end of the second verse. So hold on tight if you think you're right. Cause nothing hurts as bad as when you see you gave up too easily. No, and y'all know damn well I wasn't gonna try to hit that high note. No, sir, no, ma'am, no, they, no, them. Not my ministry. But just the way he delivers that song, like everything about it, like Marcus Miller's bass. Boom, 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 boom. Sometimes love takes a long time, but wait for love, and you're gonna get your chance to love. Wait for love, wait for love. Perfect, perfect, perfect song. Then it closes out with two underrated Luther cuts. My Sensitivity Gets in the Way and Other Side of the World. Other Side of the World was a song that I did not know that I loved from Luther until I went back and ran this album back earlier today. Just everything about that song is a long distance love affair come to life. Like, the love that I want might as well be on the other side of the world. It's like Luther talking through this, love affair or this love that he wishes he had, but it might as well be on the other side of the world. Then all of a sudden, this love appears in his life. Everything is good, and loneliness is on the other side of the world. And it turned out to be one of Luther's biggest hits. The album itself hit number 19 on Billboard's Top 200, and of course, it topped the R&B charts. I mean, that was just a Luther Vandross birthright at that point. That is, was going to top the R&B charts. And it starts a very interesting point in Luther's career, because when you listen to the instrumentation of The Night I Fell in Love, it's a lot more slick. It's a lot more in tune with the times. And I'm not saying Luther's early records are dated. That's the last thing I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, on The Night I Fell in Love, he definitely stepped into that post-disco electro boogie feel, that pre-New Jack Swing type of deal that people were really starting to fall in line with in the middle point of the 80s. You started hearing less live drums. You started hearing more synthesized keyboards and organs and different things of that nature, and a lot less live horns and all of that. You started to hear a sort of streamlined sound. And Luther, even with the streamlined sound, still had a wealth of musical genius, and was able to make that streamlined sound still sound as loud and as bright and as clear and as wonderful as ever. So if you haven't listened to The Night I Fell in Love yet, what are you waiting for? Go listen to that album. Let us know what you think. Or if you have listened to it, let us know what your favorite song is. What do you like about it? What do you think is great about it? And where do you rank it on your Luther Vandross all-time albums list? Love to know what you think. And that's going to do it for this ride on the Groove Line. Greatly appreciate y'all as always. Contact information will be in the description below. Friday's Halloween, so I think I'm going to do something Halloweenish, even though I have to be on the road for work Thursday. But I'm going to find a way to get this episode done before I hit the road. So I'll be back in time for Monday, though. So don't worry. We're going to still pump out these shows and talk about this music as we do all the time. So thank you guys for riding with me on the Groove Line. And until the next time we ride, may you find the groove, or may the groove find you.